welcome back to Farmer Boy 17. Today I will be doing a mod review, which I don't think I have done yet. So, last time I showed you cows, and this time I'm going to be doing a mod review on a very specific pack that I'm actually going to show you in the mod hub. So, I will pause once I've got the pack up. I will resume the video. Alright, so the mod hub isn't working, but we're going to be using a Massey Ferguson pack, which is, I think it's 70s to 90s. And we're going to be doing a review on what I think is overall a solid pack. Let's use Westbridge Hills again. Let's go Red Plaid. Let's make sure, here, I'll find them in here. This is one of the Massey Fergusons that we are going to be reviewing, but then we are also going to review this pack here, 70s to 90s. So, the Massey Ferguson 240 and the Massey Ferguson Old Generation 70s to 90s pack. Overall, I think it's a great set of tractors, but it definitely has its ups and downs. Okay, so this is the first Massey Ferguson in that pack. So it does have the option for a front load attacher. You can expand the engine setup. You can get guards and covers, just guards with sunshade and standard. And of course, something that's classic you can get on all the older Massey Fergusons is a warning triangle. It goes up around where my mouse is clicking right now. So let's get this one, and it has 65 kilowatts of horsepower, goes 40 kilometers an hour. So let's give it a shot. We've now got one of those, so let's tab into it. So here it is. It actually looks like one I really want to use for a logging map. Very sleek design for that kind of thing. It's got tracks on it too. So let's give this thing a shot. It does handle very nicely, especially for a track vehicle. But does it actually go to 40? Yep. This thing is pretty nimble. I like it so far. Just overall a great tractor. And that is one of my favorites. So the next one we are going to review is this one. It is the one that I have in real life, and it is definitely my favorite. Just takes the front load attacher, got a great engine setup, goes 40. You can get wide tires, those are awesome on this thing. I'd actually leave the design standard and get the warning triangle. $25,000. It's actually a fair price for that tractor. So let's give it a shot. So right off the bat, what do you think from that little first pulse? So it's obviously got the big rear tire and this tiny front, and that is very good looking. So let's give it a shot, see if it actually goes 40. This one actually looks quite, oh wow, we're already at 45-ish. It handles very nicely. Turning is great. This one is definitely my favorite for its handling reasons, and just the design is great. If you hop out and look at this thing from the front, it is a sleek looking tractor. But we're going to move on to the next one, which is this one. Same tractor, bigger front wheel. Also goes 40, takes the front load attacher, wheel setup. We'll get wide tires and warning triangle. So it's the same tractor, just bigger front tires. I actually prefer the smaller front tires for a number of reasons, but some people do prefer the bigger tires. Now let's give it our performance test in the shop. So far it's actually a fair bit of a pig to turn. Like, that's me there. That got me right around with the other two Masseys. So the bigger front tires take down its turning performance a fair bit. And that is just the one thing about this tractor. But it is a fairly great tractor if you do not require that. So the next one is, I think it's one of the, so if we look at these three, they all have cabs on them. Do I have a couple more options? This one. So there are a couple more options in this Massey Ferguson set, but let's move on to this one. I'll get the good engine set up and the warning triangle. Then we can go back, tab into it. Let's check it from the cab view. So it actually looks quite smart from the cab view. Handles a lot better than the other one that I just reviewed. Overcorrected. This thing handles very well. And I just want to point something out. If you look at the smokestack, not so much on this one, but in the second one that I reviewed, the smoke turns darker black and it goes faster when you're using the gas. So I think that's a very authentic feature that they have. Let's move on to the next one. I'm just going to start getting them standard for time's sake. So here, let's see if this one does it too. Yeah, you can see the smoke changes color. This one handles the exact same as the second one I reviewed. Better than the one I previously reviewed. Like, that's a fairly tight loop there. So another cool thing about these Massey Fergusons are there's a speedometer that actually works on the tractor and not just on the right side. So that just gives it another authentic touch. But let's try this one. I'm just going to keep getting the warning triangle and that's it. Alright, so this one should be fairly good. Let's try it. So another thing about Massey's is they are fairly affordable, even for the best ones. Even for, like in this mod pack, I'd actually say these are the best ones, better than the normal ones, even though the normal ones have more horsepower and go a little bit faster. I'd still say these are the best ones. Anyway, that tractor handled nicely. So let's check out the next one. So it's either the second one I reviewed or this one. What's this thing? I don't know. Oh, it's got a swing drawbar, pickup hitch. This is the one I've actually gotten. I've got it with the swing drawbar. Disc brakes or drum brakes? I think we actually have drum brakes on ours. Wheel setup, we definitely have wider tires on ours. And roll bar, we do not have a roll bar, no, neither a cabin. So the reason I'm paying so much attention to this one, oh yes, flat top fenders, that's the one. So that also puts a flat top there, so there is actually a little passenger seat thing on it. This one's $20,000. All along I've been thinking it's that second one that I reviewed, but no, it's this one. This is a tractor I have in real life. The actual one, the exact one that I have in real life. This thing is awesome. If you look at it from the cab view, it's not actually very modern. They have updated it a little bit from the one I have, but still not much. And this one goes 31. but nonetheless, it's like it's one of those tractors that's more of a hard working with a lot of horsepower and wattage tractor than a speed tractor. So don't actually judge it by that, please. And I will show you what they mean by the swinging bar at the back. So this allows for things like augers to be attached at the back. They don't actually have this thing in the middle in my tractor, but it does allow things like augers and a lot of and post drivers to be attached. So that one's quite cool. Now let's move on to the next one, which I think is second last one. Same one as that one with the big tires. So yeah, that's what this one is. I assume by the bigger front tire that it will not handle as good as the previous one. There we go, we're in it. So the handling is not awesome, but it still handles fairly well. This one also goes 31. So overall, this is a great tractor. But I still would recommend that one that I just took out, not this one. And if I go into tractors again. Yeah, just give me like 30 more seconds, okay? 30 seconds. Okay, so I just had a little interval. Then there's this one. I'm not sure what to expect with it. I'm going to get the more expensive design on it. And yeah, let's give this one a shot. This is our last one. So it is like the Eco version. It doesn't actually have an exhaust pipe on it like most Masseys do. But if you look in the front there, that's cool. You can see the thing spinning in there. This one, I don't even... Oh, it does, but this is not the standard Massey setup. They were just trying out this setup, and they decided not to stick with it because people still kept buying the other ones, or the one that, this one right in front of me here. People still just kept buying this one, and they didn't actually switch over into this design. So then they went back to red, and they went back to the smokestack on the front. Pretty much until they got to the very modern stuff. So this one here, yeah, they still have the smokestack on the hood, even in this one. For a 2017 model, they still have that smokestack on the hood. So that's just so. Definitely, these are all great Masseys, although this one is easily my favorite because I own it in real life. So that's what I think about the Massey Fergusons. So that's all for today.